Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutation. To you, Sensei Akims, who crossed the four winds, pushing this truth for sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasamagan from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakodash, to feed the elect. Now, this is going to be a quick edition of the Watchtower. And, of course, the Watchtower is all about prophecy. It's all about, seeing the things that's going on locally, nationally, and, of course, internationally. What's going on now is something's happening in the border, right, of the United States, the virgin daughter of Babylon. And there's a lot of chaos, right? And damn near mutiny. And this particular video got leaked out as far as like the chaos is going on over there because, as you know, the border is a total mess. All right. And somebody would say, well, OK, so what does that got to do with anything? Well, that goes into prophecy. In prophecy, the Bible speaks about the virgin daughter of Babylon. One of the signs that you would know that the virgin daughter of Babylon is the United States will also be the fact of what? The fact that Babylon has a border issue. All right. The scripture, and I'm going to read the scripture calling Babylon the land of unwalled villages. All right. So having border issues was always going to be a sign, right, in prophecies to let you know that the United States is indeed the virgin daughter of Babylon. One of the many signs. OK. All right. So I'm going to play this right quick. All right. Because this was a leaked video. It's on YouTube and in a lot of places. All right. So I'm going to play this right quick.
The administrative policy, morale, and retention and border patrol is extremely horrible right now. So my question to you is, what are you going to do to kind of get the ball rolling in a positive direction as far as retention and boosting them today?
Yeah, I do want to take that actually because I agree with you. Right? I do think that morale's at an all-time low. I do think that we're losing way too many agents, not just agents, professional staff, OVO is under some of the same stresses. Today, one of my friends is going to get buried in Tucson, California. Retired chief who committed suicide this past week, who has two sons in the Border Patrol still. And that's tough, right? And so, as an organization, we got to start taking care of each other, right? No offense, Mr. Secretary, but I need to do a better job of taking care of y'all, but y'all need to do a better job of taking care of me. But we tear each other down instead of building each other up. And Kari Huffman, who is the senior Border Patrol agent, I'm the senior Border Patrol agent, but as far as time in the Border Patrol, he's the senior guy, right? 1986. He is our chief operating officer. His number one priority is resiliency for CBP. So we've got to put together some programs and some initiatives that take care of us, right? Whether it's our physical fitness, our mental fitness, our spiritual fitness, it's all of it. And I get it. You come to work, you're frustrated, you're upset because you didn't get the desired outcome that you want. Doesn't mean you give up, right? I know you're not. That's why I'm saying we don't give up. We stay focused. We continue to do the job and the mission that we signed up for. Right? We all signed up for it. We all raised our hand.
It's kind of hard to say that.
To defend the Constitution, not the
It's not hard to say it. It may be hard for you to say it, but I've been doing this for 31 years. It's not hard for me to say it. Every day I wake up and I'm committed to this organization and I'm committed to each one of y'all.
We say the same thing, but it seems like the policy's not.
But then you keep releasing criminal
Because
aliens in the country.
you're getting bogged down in the policies and the
You
politics.
can't even say illegal alien.
What's that?
You can't even say that.
That's why Chief Scott left.
You just said it.
You can't
Is
say
anything going to happen to you? You just said
Yeah,
it.
let's bring it
The
back.
whole generation.
Why are you guys getting caught up in semantics? Right? There's a mission out there to be. There's a mission out there to be had, guys. We can sit here and argue about it till we're blue in the face. Right? I've been doing this job as long as y'all.
That's the problem.
What's that?
That's the problem, Chief. For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. That's
I can't hear
what's
you.
happening. For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. That's exactly what's happening here. Good men are doing nothing. You're allowing illegal aliens to be dropped off in communities.
You are doing something.
No, sir, we're not.
You are.
No,
You're
sir.
rescuing people every day. You're taking fentanyl off the streets every day. You're taking methamphetamine
Yes, and under this
criminal
administration, for
aliens
the
off the
last
streets
year, we've
every
got the
day.
highest fentanyl death in the history of our country. In 1 year, in this country.
You know, we've made more
What do you-
fentanyl seizures already this year than we made last year.
How many have we not catch because we're focusing on expanding?
I don't know.
And that's the problem.
And we're working on it.
Well, where's the results? We don't have results.
On a lighter note, when are we gonna get the VF money solution? We need some new
Yeah, so basically, don't be listen, man, don't be confused by the laughter or anything like that. I mean, those guys, I mean, the word is that there's a lot of chaos going on over there on the borders. Of course, you got our brethren, the northern tribes, so-called Hispanics, coming from the border, quote unquote, illegally, but it's like a lot of it is all set up, all right, because you got our people being, brought to this place, to pretty much put more burden on this economy, and also, why? Because it goes all into the collapse of this economy. That's one of the many things. It's not going to be the main reason why. It's one of the many reasons. And of course, you have a lot of racial tensions. You have drugs that get that are coming through the border. So there's a lot of criminal activity that's going on in the border that's sanctioned by the elites. All right, in particular, the likes of George Soros. All right, if you do your due diligence on who George Soros, who he is and what he does and what he's been doing for the last 50 years, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. So what's going on is you got the heads of these the border patrols. They basically bond into the program of they're doing whatever they're being told to, so they can just keep getting paid. All right. But then you have the average, whether it be Edomite or Asian, whatever, American agent on the border. They looking at this thing like, yo, why are we allowing this to happen? Why are we allowing this to happen? You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's going to destroy our nation. Right. Because they, in their mind, they signed up to protect the borders of their nation. All right. But they're not. What's going on is they're being told to let certain things go. Certain criminal activities, they're being told to just watch and not say and not do anything. So now you see there's like mutiny in the borders. So it's a lot of chaos going on in the borders as we speak, right? And that's, like I said, that's also a great sign of the demise, of this once upon a time so-called great nation called the United States, known in the Bible as the virgin daughter of Babylon. And you see, as he was speaking, he was getting a lot of pushback. All right. And it's a meeting, an open meeting. He was getting a lot of pushback. And even the individuals that recorded, you think that this individual recorded it because they down with the program? They recorded it because they wanted this thing to be leaked out. They wanted everybody to know, like, yo, this is what's going on. So for us, Hebrew Israelites, prophets, we bringing this up again. Listen, don't be like, this thing is going down. It's happening on all levels. The Most High said, take it out piece by piece. So he's bringing down, Babylon piece by piece. All right. And this is beautiful, because a nation without borders is not a nation. You can't be a nation without borders. Speaking of the borders, the video that I made with the French, that's what it goes back to, the borders, the boundaries. All right. What keeps you safe? What keeps you? A part of being a nation is having laws and having borders. All right, but this nation is completely confused. All right, which is a good thing. It's a good sign for us, right? Because we can't wait. There's got to be more. It's gonna be more chaos. Where to be from outside, inside, there's gonna be more chaos, more uprising, more mutinies. And a lot of these organizations that have been set up for centuries to keep this place afloat, like pillars. The Border Patrol, those are pillars of America. All right, all of these different pillars are being knocked down, man. All right, that's why Yahweh Shem Shah is working. The problem is Jacob's not occupied in prophecy, so they can't see the work of the Lord. They're being narrow-minded and focused on bullshit and not seeing the work of the Lord because they're not looking for the works of the Lord. All right. So this is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. It says, the city of confusion which the word confusion going back to the Hebrew Babal, Babylon. It says the city of confusion is broken down. These are those pillars that are being broken down. It says every house is shut up that no man may come in, right? And that's what's going on right now. That's why you see the houses shut up, businesses are going down due to, of course, the C-19 and all the variants and everything like that. So all the houses are shut up. I mean, these are things that these are powerful works of the Lord. He's bringing down our enemies in front of our eyes, right? But again, unfortunately, Jake, just like in the ancient times, right, when we were being delivered in front of our eyes, Jake was still narrow-minded, and they were only thinking about themselves as individuals and how they personally didn't prosper. That's the reason why a lot of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israelites, bucked up. Besides not being part of the elect, is because they were narrow-minded, because they were just really thinking about their personal prosperity. All right, because the Most High would have a whole nation prosper in certain ways, but you have Israelites that, yeah, we all getting delivered, but I'm not rich, meaning I don't have the social wealth. So therefore, but if I worship this other God, when I worship this particular God right here, right, and when I do this, when I do that, I get personal wealth, and that's what I want. So a lot of Jakes would choose personal wealth over overall salvation. And that's what's going on now. You're starting to see the difference between the Israelites that really want personal wealth over overall salvation of the nation. So it's very important to understand what's going on. So again, this is Isaiah chapter 24 verse 10. It says the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All right, wine is what? Is doctrine, is truth. All right, it says there's a crying for wine in the streets, all joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. I mean, and that's pretty obvious that the mirth of the land is gone. I mean, that's, again, unless you're narrow-minded and you're not occupied in prophecy, that you're missing out on the beautiful works of the Lord. Salvation is happening daily, man. All right, it's just going to ultimately be concluded with the appearance of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, a strong so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. All right, the highest priest of the nation of Israel. Our deliverer, the captain of our salvation. He's going to be the one to really conclude that the process of salvation. But salvation is happening every day, because every time a pillar is knocked down in Babylon, a pillar like the Borders, a pillar like some of these organizations like CIA and FBI and IRS, all these are pillars, man, that have held this place together, and they're being knocked down, man, consecutively. All right. It says, verse 12, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. The gates of what? It's the leadership. All right. Not only the physical gates are not even there, but really, if you're talking about spiritually, the gates of the leadership is totally, because they're bucking up. Some of those agents believe in the Biden administration. Some of those agents believe in the Trump and the former administration. Some believe that you shouldn't have walls. Others believe you should have walls. All right. So that brings about confusion. There's no unity. And as you know, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And a house without borders is meant. It's only a matter of time before you get taken down when you don't have borders. All right. And which is beautiful for us Israelites, because like I said, we're not Americans, we're Israelites. We just been captured. We're hostages. Captured. All right. I'm going to wrap up with this. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 11, going back into prophecy, right, of Russia, China and Iran, and all that, those allied nations shooting thermonuclear missiles upon the virgin daughter of Babylon, a.k.a. the United States, in this upcoming Third World War. This is biblical, all right? It's not just wishful thinking. It's biblical. It's just great that it aligns with our wishes, but it's biblical. It says, Isaiah 38 and 11, it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up. Well, actually, I'm going to start at 10. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, shall come to pass, that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, meaning the Most High is going to start putting thoughts into the minds of, in particular, the Russians, all right, the Russian leadership. It says, and thou shalt think an evil thought, meaning you're going to think it to do something really, really bad. All right, something really, really bad. And the worst thing that can happen, if you talk to military strategists of these different armies, these different nations, they always tell you the worst thing that can happen is a situation where you have mad MAD is MAD. It's an acronym for Mutual Assured Destruction. That's when nations decided to go scorch earth, and basically everybody's going to level their enemy out by shooting thermonuclear missiles, meaning nobody's going to win this war. And ultimately that's what the Third World War is. Nobody is winning the Third World War. The Third World War is really a war to bring about to the surface the nation of Israel into dominance. It's the end of an era. All right. None of the nations are winning this war. This war is for the nation of Israel. All right. It's for the sake of the nation of Israel that this war has to take place. All right. It says in verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest. Meaning what? Or the land without borders. Unwalled villages. The land without borders. Yeah, they got border patrol, but there's no true borders, because there's a lot of criminal activity that come from different places. Not only South America, from all over the world. All right. From all over the world, the criminal activity comes through the border. But the Most High say he's going to invade this place, not via land, but through air. All right, it's going to be missiles. It's not going to be a military boots on the ground invasion type stuff. That's not going down. All right, it's going to be air raids. It's going to be an air invasion, according to the Bible. Those flying horses are thermonuclear missiles that's going to be shot up from the end of the world to this place. All right, they'll say the scriptures. It says that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. All right. So that's why you see the confusion going on out there in the borders, man. I just want to bring that up. It's another edition of the Watchtower, constantly keeping eyes on the works of the Lord through prophecy. Hey, I know you brothers is edified. Call him like Yahweh Shad, double honor to our apostles, elders of great millstone. Shalom salutation to you, sincere Akims across the four winds. Stay strong, stay watchful. Yahweh Shad, Shalom.